Buried in the Tennessee mountain lies the last great Coliseum. It's Bristol Motor Speedway, a half-mile short track known for high speeds, multiple grooves, and fast action. And one of these drivers will add their name to the list of winners here. Welcome back to the Green Flag Racing Network. My name is Chris Oscar. Jordan Giorno alongside. Robert McKay has other obligations tonight, but he shall return next week. Adam Holston won at Slinger Speedway just under an hour ago. And can he go back-to-back tonight? And he sits in a very good spot to go up to that, to go back-to-back. He starts second. Christopher Shepard puts that number 19 on pole. Adam Holston starts second. Brad Nelson, Jordan Blair in that 4 machine starts fourth. Ross Dalton, Caleb Hunt, Hunter Rose, Austin Taylor, Adam Baker, Harold Tucker, Noah Hubbard, Brandon Willard rounds out the top 12. Noah Hubbard in a new number this week. Hunter Rose. Did I lose position? Hunter Rose, 8th. Yeah, I lost position. Well, Jared Knopfschneider, Luke Barnes, Joshua Hudson, JP Preston, Chad Allen, Joey Beam, Justin Miller, Dave Billings, and Devin Lyons rounds out the 21-car field. I'm ready for this. It's Bristol, baby.
Hopefully this one stays as clean as the last race did.
Yeah, 21 cars on track. Multiple grooves of racing. You think anyone's going to try and jump to that outside line? Do you think everyone's going to be along the bottom?
Oh, I definitely think people are going to try the top, especially with the 2-wide start. If you're going to run the top in Bristol, you really want to get up there as soon as possible. Kind of stops the marbles from forming. And if the marbles start forming up there, especially with the most recent track model, you're going to be in a bad spot because the marbles really make the high side hard because you put the right sides in the marbles and you just go straight up. But I definitely think you'll see people try that. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the 77 gets out to the lead here on the start, running the top through 1 and 2.
Here we go. Pace lights are out. We get ready to race.
Oh, a blink from the 77. Hopefully he keeps it on the track tonight to continue his winning streak, hopefully, at the end of this.
Here we go. Adam Holston on the outside. Christopher Shepard on the inside. Green flag is out. We're racing here at Bristol.
77 didn't get a great restart, but hopefully he can get the run through the corner. It looks like he's going to try and just get to the bottom here and take it easy on the start. Oh, but the 4 almost catches him sleeping into turn 3.
Jordan Blair has had a fast car the last couple races. He finally gets the win a week ago, and he's sitting third. Only 2 laps into this race.
Oh, the 19 gave the 77 the top there when he started pressuring him, or the bottom when he started pressuring him. I'm wondering if he just trying to ride it out, or if he's trying to run the high side, but it doesn't look like it's working out so far in the race.
There comes the 50 of Ross Dalton on the bottom. Christopher Shepard going backwards early in this race. Maybe that 19 car just has a long run cars, letting these drivers race it up front, and he's going to be like, you go burn their tires, I'll sit back here.
At Bristol, that's definitely a
Caution.
viable strategy. And
Noah Hubbard on his roof. Noah Hubbard goes
the 75
upside
car
down.
Gets into the 4.
Noah Hubbard goes upside down. Let's take a look at this. Oh, boy.
Oh, and the 75 just got loose off the top or something. Came right down into the 4 car. At least he gave him the courtesy of flipping him over.
All right. Yeah,
Wow,
75
yeah,
loose
and
on
he
the high
just
side.
got
Just
way out of shape.
hooks the 4-car nose first into the inside wall. And that 4-car gets
Oh, and
air.
that's going to be big damage for that 4 car. I saw the right front disconnect there in the air. That might be race over for that 4 car as far as contending for the win tonight,
That is
unless we get a lot of cautions.
2 weeks in a row we've had a car upside down.
Wow.
A wild ride for Noah Hubbard. Goes for a slide on his roof. Gets re-put back on all fours. What?
That was quite the entertaining start. That 19 car, it's definitely looking like he was making the right decision by taking it easy, because these guys seem to be in a hurry to make some moves, and that can cause chaos here. So, especially at Bristol, it's not a bad idea to drop to the back, or at least drop back a couple spots on these starts. Make sure you're not caught up in it.
Yeah, and one thing we found out last week, no sets of tires for these drivers. These drivers have to go all the way on this one set of tires. So that's
Wow,
another thing
that's
that's
harsh.
probably keeping the 19 kind of taking it easy, is knowing that he has to take these tires all the way to the finish.
Yeah, with that knowledge, I would say the 19 definitely has the right strategy here, backing it off on the start, because these tires on these cars, I've run a 75 lap race and gotten to 50% on the right front. So this is going to be a game of tire saving for sure, especially at Bristol. A 77 car though, he's fighting for the lead already in this race, maybe taking momentum off of that win earlier in the night.
Yeah, Adam Holston in the 77 won the street stock race up in Slinger Speedway in Wisconsin in that 02 Cookies machine. Now in the 77 here at Bristol, the last great Coliseum. And pace cars in. We're back underway here at Bristol. Lap 5 of 125.
As a great restart for the 77, he really caught the 4 car sleeping on his outside, but the 4 car now taking a run to the inside. I'm wondering if that 77 car is making the same strategy call as the 19 now, because he didn't really put up
Crossover
much of a
move.
fight.
Looking back on Adam Holston, that's looking at Ross Dalton in that Cadillac, who's hard charging as well.
He's
Top
top
3
three.
in a
They're
blanket.
lined up right now. Oh, 50 goes for
Dalton
the
to the
inside
bottom.
move. Yeah, I
Dalton the
definitely think that 77 car is going for the same move that the 19 did, taking it easy, especially with that gap, which is a smart play to do on lap 7 of 125.
Ross Dalton just set the fastest lap of 15.31. And he looks hungry for the lead. Wreck in the back.
Yeah, it looks like
Hunter,
oh, big
big wreck
wreck,
in the
multiple
back.
places.
Brandon Willard involved. That's the 082 of Jared Knopfschneider. Let's take a look. Looks like Hunter Rose is involved as well. Let's take a look. That's the 82 of Hunter Rose on the top. 33 of Brad Nelson on the bottom. Was involved in a couple incidents in the street stock race, and that sort of luck continues. Contact.
Oh, and just a conversion of lines, it looks like there. The 82 was getting loose and saved it and then kind of came down. And the 33 car just trying to get as much out of the racetrack as he could. It seems like the 33 mostly came out unscathed in that, so he's going to be on the lucky end of that. Some of these other cars behind, definitely not the same case for them. 99 and 082 hard into the wall on the outside.
Let's take a look, see what happened with this one. Checking up for the wreck. Wreck happens in front. And just checking up for the wreck, and the 082 doesn't check up in time.
Yeah, it appears the 082 just didn't realize the 99 was going to come up as he checked up. 99 did nothing wrong there, neither did the 082. It's just when you're avoiding a wreck and the guy below tries to go higher to avoid what he thinks is a car coming up the track, there's not much you can do if you're there.
Yep, already under our second caution of the night, only on lap. Well, that says 11, but caution laps do not count. That shall reset when we take the green flag.
With these early cautions, I'm starting to kind of like the strategy of the 50. Stay up front, stay out of the wrecks, stay ahead of it, and you have a better chance of being there at the end. But I feel like he's burning his tires too much without these caution laps counting, because pushing and pushing just to have to put another restart on the tires is gonna have to be something he pays back at the end of this one.
Yeah, what a chaotic way to start the race. 2 cautions already.
After such a clean race earlier in the night, I think some of these guys definitely felt comfortable turning up the aggression and just getting aggressive here early at Bristol, and some of them getting loose on the top, which I'm sure they weren't really expecting. Usually Bristol's not too bad about that, especially in this car, but after the most recent update, a little looser this car is in general. A lot more on the right rear, so that might be playing a part in it.
That might also be why drivers are kind of hesitant to go towards the top, is that you just mentioned those cars getting loose. That was something I mentioned last week at Lanier, was something I was looking forward to at this track, was the multiple grooves and drivers experimenting with running that higher line. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
I think when the track rubbers in on the bottom with concrete, you lose grip when it rubbers in instead of gaining. So once the bottom rubbers in, I wouldn't be surprised if they move up at least a lane. But yeah, definitely not the multi-groove racing we're used to at this track.
I was expecting drivers to kind of go up and run that higher groove, and it hasn't worked out. We've seen both the 19 and the 77 try and experiment with a high side, and it didn't pay out for them. Pace lights are out. We get ready to go back underway. You see
Oh, as the
Brandon
guy's coming
Willard.
out of pit road, going to be caught another lap down.
Hey, so that was Brandon Willard and Hunter Rose you saw exiting pit road just then. Both of those involved in the most recent accident. See the drivers getting ready to go back underway. A lot of drivers on that bottom line. Here we go. One car I don't see out on track. Oh, there he is, the 4. Noah Hubbard back on track after his flip. Green flag flies Jordan Blair to the lead.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that 50 car be really aggressive here. It seems like that's his chosen strategy. Meanwhile, you can already see the gap developing where the 77 and 19 seem to be managing and losing positions for it. The 77 soon to be under fire from the 51 car.
That's Austin Taylor in the 51 charging towards the front. He's up 4 spots from where he started. Already up to 4th. And he's hot on the heels of Adam Holston.
Oh, looking in the back of the field there, I saw the 19 running towards the top, and he started getting loose. I definitely think they're fighting loose conditions in this car. Oh, as you see, what car is that? Who got loose? Oh, the 73 is that, or 79?
79.
Getting loose on the top side.
That's the 79 of
79
Harold
car
Tucker
got loose on
the
the top side, just like some of these other cars. You can definitely see that handling is playing a factor for these guys right now, which is, I'm honestly surprised.
That's the 79 of Harold Tucker III, who was experimenting with that higher line. Paid the price, lost a couple positions, and now is back on the bottom.
I wouldn't be surprised if the person who wins this race at the end of the day ends up being the person who goes to the top once it starts working. Because everyone right now is starting to try it once, get scared, and then they go back to the bottom. But later on in the race, I think the top's going to be where you want to be right towards the end when the track gets hot on the bottom and rubbered in.
I've mentioned this a couple times in previous broadcasts, but I would probably be one of the first drivers running the top. Probably running it right now.
Ooh.
Adam Holston hard on the wall.
Hits the wall. 51 car took advantage, makes the pass. That almost makes me wonder if the 77 car is fighting more of a handling issue than a pace issue. Seems like he's not backing it down as much as he is just having issues with the car.
Chad Allen in that 4 machine. There's way too many 4s in this field. Caution out. Let's take a look. Noah Hubbard. Already on his roof tonight. Let's take a look.
Oh,
Clips
clips the apron and just gets loose.
Single car spin.
That happens at this track. You plant that left front
Oh!
without getting the left rear on the apron, and you will go around as he almost gets hit after he spins by another car.
That was the leader. That was Jordan
That would
Blair.
have been disastrous. Luckily, everyone keeps it clean there, and the 4 car did not hit anything. The flipping 4, not the leader 4. Doesn't seem like he hit anything.
There's 3 4s on the track plus the 0-4. So
feels like when Arca West meets Arca East.
yeah.
Seems like the 4s are plagued with issues, but you have one leading the race, so hopefully he doesn't get bit by the bullet.
The curse of the 4, McCoy Benke still hasn't turned a single lap in that 25 machine. But Chris, let's talk about, so we've mentioned some drivers going forward. Christopher Shepard started on pole position. There he is in 9th. Maybe playing a little bit of strategy early in this race.
I would not be surprised to see him come back in a big way at the end of this race. This seems like he is hardcore saving his tires. He's doing really well at keeping the car under him. He has no damage on the car. That's big right now. And seems like he's leaving himself as much to play with as possible at the end of this thing.
There goes Devin Lyons getting one of his, Devin Lyons getting one of his laps back. So on the positive, there's the 95 of Justin Miller. He has gone nowhere but forward, even with that damage. He's up 6 spots from where he started, running 14th.
Great recovery, and honestly, I'm impressed because I was not expecting him to be able to rebound like that, but hopefully he's not burning his tires up doing it, and he can be here at the end, along with some of these other drivers.
A little bit of front-end damage to that 95. But we start to double up. Pace lights are out. I've got my eyes on that red and black 50 machine. He's been fast all race. He's up 3 spots from where he started. He's starting on the outside. Green flag flies. Here we go.
Put on the outside on that start, though, which is going to be a hindrance for him. But he gets down to the bottom nice and quick. Oh, crossover move. He is not willing to wait around. He wants the lead, and he wants it now.
And Jordan Blair leads that lap.
I think we're starting to see the outside line come into play a little bit more here as more and more cars are moving up there. Oh, a little bit of handling for the 4, though. Seems like it's still a little sketchy.
And Ross Dalton finally gets around Jordan Blair. He leads this lap. We're on lap 19 of 125, so still a long race to go.
And the 50 car did a great job there with the crossover to get that lead, but I'm worried about his tires this early into the race with no tires in the pits. I'm worried he's pushing that right front too hard.
Riding on board the 50, Ross Dalton looking back at Jordan Blair, who he just took the lead from. He's under attack from that 51 of Austin Taylor.
It seems like that 4 car is trying to save a little bit more tire than the 50 as the 50 starts to try and build a gap. 50 is definitely running a better line, but just not really taking care of the tires at this point still, which might not be the play.
Let's ride on board. Here's the 51, who's up 5 spots from where he started. He's running 3rd.
Oh, as he's getting loose on the exit of the corner off the bottom, it appears the handling is even more of an issue for these cars than I thought. You could see on the front stretch that he had to countersteer out of the corner. So it might end up becoming a game of who can get out of the corner the cleanest to win this thing at the end.
Here's the lap car. Devin Lyons going to the bottom. Leaders go high.
Oh,
watch out, Devin! Watch out, Devin!
That was close. good job everyone avoiding that, and good job to the 24 keeping it on the bottom, even though he was getting loose across the apron.
What a job by Devin keeping that car straight. I got scared.
Absolutely,
I
that's a
got
hard thing to
scared.
do here.
I got scared he was going to
Yeah,
go
me
around.
too.
Caution.
And that hurts the 50 and the 4 for sure, because they were starting to build a gap.
Luke Barnes. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that looks bad.
Let's see if I can find this. Hold on. Yeah, there's Justin Miller. So Justin Miller involved. Let's take a look. Justin Miller, and that's the 4 of which 4 is that? I think that's the 004. Chad Allen getting
It looks
involved.
like the 95, unless there was some prior contact that made him want to get some sort of get back on the 4 car. It looks like the 95 was just a victim of his damage there, pulling him off the wall, getting into the 4 there on turn entry of turn 3. Definitely not going to help that 95's night for sure with all the damage his front end already has.
Jared Knopfschneider coming into pit road. Hunter Rose, Noah Hubbard, Chad Allen, who we saw get turned, and Justin Miller all on pit road. Devin Lyons, there he is. He's about to get another lap back as we have a bunch of takers on pit road. Ross
I wonder
Dalton,
what the fuel
Jordan
cell
Blair.
size of these cars is.
Let's do some investigative research. If I can move this, please. That was nice.
Yeah. I'm wondering if these cars have about 130 laps of gas and they're coming in thinking they can make the end of this race. The issue is with the caution laps not counting, they might end up running a lot more than 125 laps. They probably already have. So coming into pit on the edge of your pit window could be a big risk in this race.
Yeah, max fuel. They have 100% fuel tank, which I'm not entirely sure what that equates to, and it is correct, 0 tire changes. So it's definitely a fuel
Wow.
stop coming in. Adam Holston inherits the lead. There's Brad Nelson, who finished 3rd in the street stock race before. Caleb Hunt, that 019 machine. Brandon Willard, we saw backwards earlier. He's up to 4th. Joshua Hudson, JP Preston. There's Christopher Shepard playing it safe. He's up to 7th. Dave Billings, who we saw aggressive in the street stock race earlier. Jordan Blair wins the race off of pit road.
It
Ross
looks like the people who pit are going to take the gamble on fuel, but I don't love this decision from any of the leaders because with how long of a race we have left, they could very easily be put far over their fuel window.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. I'm surprised that more of the people in the mid pack didn't take that gamble though. A lot more secure when you're not fighting for the lead or in the lead, but I guess the 50 car probably wanted the lead because of that, planning for it, but he's going to be put in a hole now, and I feel like he pushed those tires too hard getting to the front. I guess we'll see if he can recover, but those cars who pit, they're either going to make it to the front or they're going to be on the wrong side of this call, and I'm worried for them that they're going to be on the wrong side.
Okay, Larry Mack. Let's see if your judgment's right. Pace car comes in. Green flag. We're back underway here, Bristol.
Either way, the lead is inherited by the same driver who won the earlier race in the night. Seeing if he can go back to back, it certainly seems good for him now, but no clue how the race will turn out, obviously, with how many wrecks we've had.
The 39 of Gavin Hinson, who finished 2nd in the street stock race, is not here to follow suit. He is not racing in tonight's event. But Adam Holston looking to go back-to-back, currently in position to do so. Here comes Brad
Yeah, it's
Nelson.
him in the 19 car. him and the 19 car have both rebounded to the front off of that strategy call, wondering if that maybe was what they were planning on. But either way, it definitely worked out well for him right now.
3-wide pass through the middle, I think. Let's take a look. Here's the 79. Yeah, 3-wide through the middle. That is
Oh, as the
sketchy.
082 car got into the wall, lost a ton of speed. Good driving by the 04 car there, too, to not get up into anyone going into the corner bottom 3-wide.
That was a very sketchy move. But here's the battle for the lead. Caleb Hunt, Brad Nelson falling in line behind Adam Holston. Brandon Willard
Oh,
goes for a
99
ride.
going for a ride again.
He keeps it to the apron. We stay green. And Brandon Willard falls
That
all the way back to 16th.
and that definitely hurts his night. That is brutal. Recovered so well from being in an early instant, but just probably got, yeah, it seems like just got loose on the top side. Still becoming an issue for everybody. As we have another car going down to the apron. I don't know who that
Devin
was.
Lyons. That was Devin Lyons and Noah Hubbard going to the apron.
These lap cars having a hard time staying out of the leader's way. As that 50 car battling for 5th place to take back some of what he lost on that pit stop, with the 4 car right behind him in tow.
As battling the 93 of Joshua Hudson, side by side battle for 5th.
And definitely getting physical. I think you're starting to see the 50 car's
Jordan
tires be at a bit of a disadvantage. Ooh, a lot of apron for the 50 on exit there too, as well as the 4 car. But they make it work, and they're both clear.
Adam Baker, Joshua Hudson side by side for 7th. And that 93 car just going backwards since the restart.
And the 4 car there definitely could have made a move on the 50 after they got clear of
Whoa!
the 93. But it's,
Contact!
big wreck for the 93. Oh, and they're
Hunter
still
Rose.
hitting the wall.
Still
Not
green.
come to a stop yet, but he has major wheel damage, you can tell.
And gets it safely
And that
to
is
pit
going to
road.
severely hurt the 82 car.
We're still green. I don't know how, but we're still green. That was
Yeah, sometimes iRacing cautions give and sometimes they take. We're getting some give right now.
That was crazy. The 93 gets loose off the top. Door bangs the 82, and the 82 gets the brunt of it.
Yeah, you could definitely see that he was having some handling issues there as he was getting passed by a bunch of cars. Wondering if that was all of what happened or if he was having some sort of other issue that we can't see from our broadcasting point of view. As the 33 car trying to get a run off the corner to take second away from the 19, but thinks better of it. As the leaders are pulling away, it seems like they almost have an unspoken agreement to just stay in line, make up time on the guys behind, and make it a battle between themselves.
Well, that strategy goes all out the window in case another yellow comes out. We've only had 3 so far tonight.
Oh, as the 19's going high, getting into those marbles, watch on exit. Oh, he does a good job of keeping the car together there, but the 33 takes the spot. Wondering if that was a calculated move or if he just got out of the groove there on accident going into the corner.
There's JP Preston. He's sitting 4th currently. Let's ride on board. A little bit of a gap up towards the leaders.
Oh, as you can see that he's kind of fighting a tight condition compared to the rest of the field, having a harder time turning it through the middle of the corner, having to use less throttle on exit. He's going to need to probably run a little higher, try and get that right rear working, try to equalize his tires if he wants to catch the leaders.
Adam Olson still out in the lead. Brad Nelson 2nd. Caleb Hunt 3rd. We just looked at JP Preston. There's Ross Dalton leading the charge of drivers who came into pit road under the last caution. Jordan Blair also in that category. Adam
Oh, as
Baker
he's getting
as
into the
well.
marbles a little bit. 4 car ran a little high in 1 and 2. You could see the car get loose in the marbles. It's going to be a game of inches when you want to move up, making sure you don't get into those marbles and get loose through the corner. 22 car gets a good run off of the corner, but he goes to the high side, gets loose. Looks like these drivers are very limited in what they can do with their car to try and pass another one. Might see the bumper come into play later in this race.
50 laps in the books here at Bristol. We're just shy of halfway. Austin Taylor under fire from Dave Billings. Here's a pack.
It seems like these guys may be backing down the pace a little bit compared to the other groups, but all sort of in the same game plan, it looks like. Kind of infighting with themselves, trying to keep it single file, as the 04 almost takes a swipe.
Caution flies. Harold Tucker goes for a wild ride. Let's take a look.
Oh, and just gets loose up in the marbles, as we've seen other drivers have, and overcorrects it trying to save it. Does a good job of not collecting any other cars, locking the brakes down, but definitely seeing the high line have the issues that we've been seeing for other drivers.
Here's a ride on board. Just, yeah, rear end steps out.
Yeah, just puts that right rear in the marbles, loses all grip, spins her right around. Little to no downforce on these cars other than from the spoiler. So when you're pushed into the ground and on the back and have the marbles under the tire, it just acts like a slip and slide, spins the car right around. Not great for any of these drivers who aren't in a good position. Going to be tough to make passes when the bottom is the preferred line and everyone knows it.
Yeah, and that's one thing you mentioned earlier was the new update giving marbles actually affecting drivers. And that was one reason why I was surprised that no one was going to the top, was if you run the top, it prevents the marbles from forming up there. And now you get into the corner, you see the marbles on the top, and it just makes the top line worse and worse the more the bottom gets run.
Yeah, for sure. At Bristol, a lot of people will have the mentality, which I believe is the correct one, of taking it easy at the start and getting your positions towards the end when everyone else's tires are worn out. But the problem is, no one was expecting this with the marbles because we haven't had this update for very long. So no one knew to go run the top, not to gain speed, but just to keep it viable for the end of the race. And it's kind of playing into the hands of the drivers who had a good qualifying effort today.
Yeah, that's one part of the track that I always prefer to run, is running the top. You get the momentum off the corner. You burn a little bit more fuel, but you also save tires by turning the wheel less and not fighting the banking. And now with the marbles here, I'm not surprised that drivers aren't going to the top now with all that marble buildup.
Yeah, for sure. Without anyone running the top, really, it didn't become viable. So now you almost have a situation like what you would have in real life, where it's almost like they put the PJ1 compound on the bottom of the track, because the bottom line is the only really viable line for at least a long run here. Drivers, as their tires wear out, it's going to be less and less viable to run that top side. We'll see how they handle it, but you might see a lot of people giving the bumper to some cars ahead of them, trying to scramble for track position now that it's so important. And it definitely hurts the 4 and the 50 who are on the third row, but unable to make easy passes. It could become difficult for those drivers who have already hit pit road.
Here we go. Pace car in. We're back underway. Adam Holstead, big jump. Here comes Ross Dalton.
And he wants to make a move on the restart from the 4 car there. As the 50 gets to the bottom of the 33, easy to make passes when you're going so much faster than the guy in front of you. And it looks like he's going to make the pass on the 33. Oh, not quite. Almost hooks himself off of the bumper. And now it's complete. He's managed to get up to 3rd place.
Ross Dalton goes from 6th to 3rd in 2 laps off that restart. And he's now in the catbird seat watching the 2 leaders.
If it goes green for a while, the 50 car might actually be on a decent part of the strategy as long as he doesn't push his tires too hard here. Now that he's towards the front again and has already made his pit stop, if he can make it on fuel, he'll be in the position to win this race because the 77 and the 19 have not hit pit
Big
road
wiggle!
yet. Oh, big loose in the corner. Drove it in way too deep, trying to make as much corner speed as possible.
Dave Billings in the 14. Let's take a look. A little bit of help from that 93.
Miscommunication of lines. Miscommunication of lines from the 2 cars there.
Whoa! Jared Knopfschneider going high around the 14.
Again, great job by the field not to be collected in that, but that is definitely a move you will see happen a lot more towards the end of this race.
While that wreck for the 14 was happening, here's Jordan Blair.
Oh, just getting run over from behind. It looks like he was just trying to save his tires after getting backed up on that restart, and the car behind him just didn't realize how slow he was going to be rolling the center.
See if we can slow roll this and see if we can get a look.
Oh, as the 4 is getting a little loose there,
the
too,
cautions,
you can see.
If you look at the top right of your screen, or top left of your screen, right above the Lasbury Coliseum, you can see the caution lights are on. So the caution was already thrown for the wreck with the 14. So 4 checking up for the caution, and the 1 not quite slow enough.
Oh, yeah, as maybe after the loose moment, a little bit of a checkup from the 4 when the caution came out, and the 1 was expecting to still keep going so that they could catch the leaders since they were so far ahead. Unfortunate for the 4 car, now being back on strategy and back in position with some sliding on the tires. Not great for the tire wear in this car. Really a cheese grater when you go sideways. Could be a disaster for this 4 car.
Yeah, that's just miscommunication between the 1 and the 1 at JP Preston, the 4 Jordan Blair. You saw the caution go out when we took a look back at the replay, and just the 4 car checking up for the caution, and the 1 not quite understanding, or not quite checking up just in time.
And you can see the 50 car under caution here, trying to work the marbles out of the very top. Looks like he's the only driver who's realized that the marbles are getting you loose, and that it's going to need to be dealt with in order to make these passes.
That's
ironically, he will be starting on the bottom here, so helping out the competitors really. But
I think he's getting that off for him to eventually jump to the high side to kind of make passes.
Yeah, it appears he's definitely thinking for the future since he's the lead car on his strategy. I believe the 22 right behind him also came down pit road, so he's going to want to keep position on that 22 car.
Adam Holson still out front in the position to go back to back in tonight's event. Caleb Hunt, Ross Dalton, Adam Baker, Brad Nelson, Jordan Blair, Austin Taylor, JP Preston. Top 8 for this restart. Just under 60 laps in the books here tonight. Getting close to halfway. And are there any drivers that's kind of like impressing you with how they're driving tonight?
That 33 car seems to be managing his car really well. I think he's saving it for the end. But obviously also that 50 car putting the absolute wheels down, pushing as hard as possible, trying to take this lead after coming down pit road in what I still believe probably wasn't the A strategy, but the B strategy might work out for him here. Oh, as the 77 on the top side.
The 77 chooses
and the 19
the
on the bottom.
So the 77...
I don't love this call for the 77.
The 77 elects to run the high side. He'll have Adam Baker right behind. That puts Caleb Hunt on the bottom. Ross Dalton starting second in line on the bottom.
And I guarantee you this 19 car is wondering why he did that, but he's saying thank you, as he's going to have the preferred line. Oh, but 77 with a great restart, able to clear and then some and get to the bottom anyway. Might have been his plan to get a worse restart out of the 19 by being in his far window. As the 04 car running the top, trying to make moves, seems to be working for him so far, but it's a matter of time until it gets loose in those marbles.
Oh, like
As he gets
right
a
there.
little bit low on the exit there. Definitely going to want to jump back down. It was a good experiment, but I don't think it's quite there yet, but it's definitely getting better. Oh, puts the bumper to the 33 slightly, and now he gets down to the bottom. 4 car fighting back with a vengeance up ahead, trying to get his positions back right on the bumper of that 22 car, trying to get back to the 50 so he can at least chase the guy he started the run chasing.
Side by side, Jordan Blair, Adam Baker. Here we go. Battle for fourth.
As a great line from the 4 car, got the tires right to the paint without clipping the apron. Absolute best line you can be running on a bottom-heavy Bristol. Very well done by him. Gets the pass done, opens the door for the 33 and the 04 car to make a move on him as well. And the 22 falling back hard after having a decent run up to this point, getting up towards the front.
22 car putting his right sides on the marbles. That's not exactly helping that car turn. But here's
Definitely,
the battle
but
we're watching.
It could be a strategy call. The 22 might be having handling issues, pushing through that right front tire, wanting to add a little bit of rotation. It is viable to do that, but you are going to be right on the edge of too much rotation if you do it. As we still have double file racing with the 04 trying to make the move on the 33 car and maybe even the 4 as the 4 checks up.
There's
Tries
the
to
50
drive
Ross
it in, but the 4
Dalton.
protects.
Dalton
Oh, and the
loose.
50
Hard in
car
the wall.
loose. Almost looked like he lost a tire with just how loose that car got, but that's just the marbles. He did a great job of keeping that car off of the cars below him. Definitely a dangerous spot to be loose like that, and that was a big moment. I think he's definitely paying the price for what I was mentioning earlier.
Here
Pushing his
goes
tires
Jordan
so
Blair,
hard.
loose again.
As the
Blair
4
around.
car, the lead car on his strategy now, also having issues, almost exact mirror incident, wondering if these tires are starting to give out on these cars who have been pushing.
Adam Holstead building his lead over Caleb Hunt. Caleb Hunt comfortably in second. Luke Barnes, Brad Nelson. My mistake. Battling for third.
Brad Nelson having another good run, hoping he can get that third position and then get second place to make up for his barely lost second place in the first race of the night.
Austin Taylor under attack from Harold Tucker, who we saw sideways earlier tonight.
A lot of cars have been sideways tonight. 51 car definitely taking it easy, not running super
Adam
easy.
Baker!
Oh, it's the 22.
Caution.
22 just loops it from the middle of the corner.
Right as we focused our cameras on him, the rear end stepped out. We watched that
and
happen
spinning it
live.
around like that, definitely not going to help his tire percentages. A lot of cars getting really loose on the middle, and it seems almost random. Maybe just slightly steps that right rear into the marbles. Not even. He was loose almost on the bottom.
He was loose he was loose in entering the corner, and finally spins it out off the corner.
Spins out completely once his tires hit the marbles. Just ill handling race car. Might have built the setup with the braking to be a lot looser than what he's ready for now that the tires are wearing out later in this run. Because that's now 3 cars that were on that pitting strategy who have had loose moments and gotten into the wall or completely spun out.
Adam Holston, Caleb Hunt sitting 1-2. Those two have not pitted at all this race. Luke Barnes sitting third, pitted on lap 26. Austin Taylor, Harold Tucker pitting lap 28. Dave Billings lap 18. And Josh Hudson pitting on lap 58.
Yeah, so you see towards the front, still those cars who haven't made a pit stop without having any tires to take when you pit. Definitely a viable strategy. Just stay out on the racetrack for as long as possible. Try and be behind as few cars as possible when you come down pit road. But definitely going to have to pay the price for on the other end of the strategy eventually.
There's the pit stop strategy of the top 15. See,
Yeah, as you see those cars that had loose issues, all people on that strategy almost wonder if they pushed way too hard trying to pass people back and wore their tires out too far to the point where now they might have issues. Shepard, the worst of the people who haven't pit at all yet, down 10 positions from where he started, definitely seems like he doesn't have the handling for this race in a race at Bristol where the car is looser than I've ever seen it before.
yeah, Christopher Shepard currently sitting 12th, was sitting 11th, just now sitting 12th, 11 spots back from his start on the front row.
As the 77 chooses the top yet again, I believe he enjoyed the run he was able to get. He definitely got a huge jump going on the top side and gassing it up when he was out of view of the 19 car. Not great to do to your Toyota teammate, but what can you do when you're both going to be on the front row?
You know what? You know what? Let's do this. We're right on board with Adam Holston on this restart. And green flag flies, and away he goes.
As yet again, he leaves at least a one-car gap to the cars behind on the restart. Definitely maximizing his restarts starting out on the top, but it does hurt
Brad
his
Nelson
corner
to the
speed
bottom.
on that first lap.
Nelson to the bottom. He's third in line.
As cars in the back, too wide, trying to battle for position, we know they only have a handful of laps on that outside before they start getting loose. Could be risky for these guys trying to make some spots back, including the 93 that spun out earlier.
I was on board Adam Holston on that restart. You saw Dave Billings try and go aggressive on Caleb Hunt. But here's the battle to watch. Dave Billings, Joshua Hudson side by side. Here comes JP Preston in that one car.
As that 93 car, you can see him starting to get loose. Most likely built up a little bit of marbles on that car. Needs to get to the middle lane at least to try and scrub them off. As he keeps bleeding spots, definitely not where you want to be on the high side for more than a lap or two.
Adam Baker apparently didn't learn the lesson. He's running that middle line as well.
Well, when you're in the very back, you don't have much to lose from trying a different line, but
Jordan
it's the four car, huge slide on the top, proving our point yet again of how unusable that top side is. Oh, and gets hard into the deep marbles. Oh, clobbered by the 95 car after the spin. Absolutely what you don't want to have happen. Getting completely loose on the top.
Oh, he went all the way to the top.
Deep marbles. When you get up to that wall, it almost kicks up the banking. Does not help with the marble situation. Didn't hold his brakes. Got killed for it. That hurts.
And he's able to get that car fired. Wow.
As he's been put into yet another hole, trying to make back what he lost multiple times. Just getting absolutely sideways through the corners. The top side killing more cars every lap, it feels like. Definitely not where you want to be after this most recent update.
He's running the line I would run in these cars, and he's proving why I'm in the broadcast booth and not in one of these cars. Adam Baker with a slide to avoid the spinning four.
Great avoidance from the 22 there. And I think the reason the marbles are so bad, iRacing in this most recent update, adding the marbles, may have also modeled the real life system where concrete tracks chew up the tire and spit out way more marbles than any other racetrack. As you see, almost a little bit of marbles being kicked up by the pace car into the bottom lane, which will only add to the pain that these drivers are going to feel through the corner.
Yeah, I'm very comfy in the air-conditioned broadcast booth.
I want to be down there. This looks like fun.
It does look like fun, but Jordan Blair just proved why I'm up here, because I would be doing what he just did every lap, because that is the line I would want to run.
Yeah, I'd go to your inside and then you'd spin out and collect me.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah, these are
surprised by that. I've never seen Bristol race this way on iRacing. Definitely an interesting track car combo after the update.
Yeah, now you're making me want to launch the simulator myself and do a test in some of the NASCARs. Probably the trucks, maybe Xfinity, seeing how the marbles affect those cars.
Definitely could be
Sorry,
interesting to look
O'Reilly
into.
series. I forgot to correct myself. I'm sorry.
They're not paying us. It's fine.
All right, Xfinity
But
series.
but I think definitely the truck would be one of the worst for that since the truck gets so much rubber buildup already.
And with
Bristol could become a bottom only track. I ran a league race there about a year ago now, and it was only the top side. Going to the bottom was a death sentence. Could be the opposite way now, as the 77, yet another great restart, making the most out of being out of the view of the 19 car on the
oh,
restarts. Oh, is a car loose towards the back?
that was the
Definitely
51 of
paying the
Austin.
price for that top side.
That was the 51 of Austin Taylor. Now gets into line.
As the top side definitely starting to become like a hot potato for these drivers. You don't want to be there. You want to pass it to someone else. As the other 19 car trying to do that to the one, and it seems like it's working. The one backs way down trying to make sure he doesn't wreck it on the top. Gives up the spot to the 19.
Brandon Willard just ran the top in 1 and 2 voluntarily, and he's doing pretty well up there.
Yeah, he definitely, ever since he got to the back, has been experimenting a lot as he puts the 79 in an awkward position there, running him up the racetrack. He's doing a great job of recovering right now, but he's got to be careful. Still a long way to go, and he
Caution.
is pushing hard.
Jordan Blair yet again. No.
Oh, as yet again a victim of the top side, I fear.
Let's take a look.
Oh, checking up for another incident, wreck. Spun it out, kept it off the wall, so no damage, no harm, no foul. The 22 was driving backwards.
So, this is the first time I've had to do this. Let's take a look. Okay.
22 gets loose in the middle, most likely from the air of the 95 behind him.
So, this starts with the one of JP Preston.
Oh, man.
Gets
Bad
loose
night gone
there.
Worse.
And
big loose moment.
Adam Baker has to check up to avoid. Justin Miller gets involved. Justin Miller slides. Ross Dalton gets involved. And there goes Jordan Blair saying, let me join.
As Jordan Blair, the only one not to make any contact in that wreck who was behind it.
Where did
50 car went for quite a slide. Oh, up into the marbles, just like we saw the 4 car last caution. Might have gotten bailed out by this caution, being not put as far behind as he would have been before. But big hits to the 22. 22 car, not in a good way now.
Big hit to this 50. Well, take a look at this 50, the ride the 50 goes on. Up in the marbles, slides down the track right in the path of Hunter Rose.
Oh, and the 82 car, nowhere to go. Locked up the brakes as he was getting to the 50 car. And then the 50 car clobbering the front end of the 22 probably saved the motor on that 50 car from blowing when he hit the wall head on. So he's going to have to send to the 22 a Christmas card. As you see the 4 just absolutely sliding it in there to not get contact with the 50 after he has his incident.
So
this race definitely the more chaotic of the two.
To quote Alex Bowman, leave it to Scott Speed to see a wreck and slide in.
77 car sitting pretty, loving where he's at right now, out of the way of all the carnage, with control on these restarts that's paying him dividends as the 04 goes to pit road, most likely taking the hit on his fuel. And that leaves the 33 and the 79 sitting behind the 77, looking to see if they can capitalize on a restart where others could not. '77 car choosing the top yet again. Liking the jump he's getting. 33 car might have been watching and be ready for it, though. Able to look at the car a little better and get a better jump than the 19 had been getting. And the 99 up to 4th place. Recovering well from his earlier incidents in the race. Run the high side a couple more times than any of these other drivers, but running it without any real issues so far.
Here we go. Adam Holston gets another big jump. Brad Nelson, Brandon Willard running that top line.
As he's going to get the run into the corner, clear that 79 car as there's almost an issue behind them. The 14 having a lot of issues on that high side, and the 19 trying not to get involved.
Wreck in the back. Big one.
Big wreck on the backstretch. Yet another huge wreck that involves the 93 car yet again.
Let's take a look. Where is this
Oh,
guy?
it's contact from the drivers we were watching a minute ago. Contact into the corner. Miscommunication of whether or not there was a car on the inside from the 19 car. Spins the one right behind that 4 car that just avoided the previous wreck. Causes a big pileup for these drivers. Oh, and netcode the cause, not even real contact.
Here's JP Preston in the 1, Caleb Hunt in the 19. Yeah, netcode's the cause.
Big netcode, as we would say in one of the other leagues I run. Couple McRibs in the gap there between those cars. Definitely enough room that there should not have been any sort of incident there. iRacing claiming more victims tonight on top of their update to the marbles.
Yeah, Caleb Hunt, JP Preston.
And I'm sure that 4 car was looking in his mirror, thanking everything he was clear of that. Yet another wreck would not have been what he needed tonight, as the 93 just gets loose. Watching the wreck, most likely stabbed the brakes, got it out from under him, and the 04 just killed by the 82. And the 50 car getting into yet another incident where he really didn't have to be. Oh, big hit for the 22.
Hard into the wall for Adam Baker.
On the bad end of luck all night, and that is just continuing for that 22 car.
A bad luck for Adam Baker as his night continues. He's currently in pit road getting repairs. Brad Nelson, Brandon Willard up to second.
As it seems like the 77 might have relinquished his lead to take his pit stop he's been waiting on this whole race. New players at the front of the field now. We'll see how they react to the restarts and if the 33 tries to copy the strategy of the 77. The 33 car kind of being boxed into taking the bottom line by the 99 car.
Yep. Here we go. Brad Nelson, Brandon Willard, green flag flies. Nelson with the lead, just now clears Brandon Willard. And here comes
Much better
Errol Tucker
competition.
on the
Oh,
bottom.
77. Oh, a big loose for the 77 or 79. Got a run on the bottom, but paying the price as the 77 is trying to work his way back up, thinking about going 3 wide.
Big loose by Dave Billings. Adam Holston has to check
Oh!
up.
Almost a collision between the 77 and 14. Oh, as the 77 tries to get a run to the inside. Can't make it happen.
The battle continues.
The pack of cars behind them. 4-car back up into the marbles could be bad for him.
Jordan Blair.
Definitely taking risks.
Jordan Blair won a week ago. Currently running 11th. Not the position he wants to be after being towards the front early in this race. 87 laps in the books here from Bristol.
The 77 car back up to 8th place, trying to work his way up to the front again. At that line of 5,
Battle
6
for the
cars. As the 99 not quite able to make the move. Starting to see tire grip seem to be more of an issue here as the caution is out again.
Adam Holston. Let's take a look. Adam Holston, Dave Billings.
Oh, is the 77 car trying to make a move on the 14, who is giving him a lot of trouble trying to make the pass, and gets put into an even deeper hole. The driver who led the majority of this race being put behind again, trying to make a pass on a slower car.
That's a hard hit for Dave Billings. Back up into traffic,
contact
too.
For the 14 could be quite a problem for that 14
Whoa.
car.
Luke Barnes,
as we
Chad
have contact
Allen.
after the caution.
Try to
and
check
yet
up.
Another checkup incident with the 82 car. The 04 trying to check up and move out of the lane that the 14 was sitting in, gets spun for it by the 82, who was not able to react in time. Oh, and deciding to duck it right down pit road. Massive damage on that right front of that 04 car. You hate to see it for the 04. He was doing well, making moves up towards the front couple different times in this race, but just kept getting put back on strategy and loose issues. Now going to be out or stuck way behind. As the 33 car on that last restart did not get nearly as good of a jump on the bottom as the 77 was getting on the top. May elect to choose the top this time and try to make better of it, but the 99 doing a lot better on these restarts as the second place car.
Yeah, this outside line's been kind of coming in now that the bottom's getting rubbered in. So
definitely can use the middle a lot more, but you got to be careful not getting too high because the leaders are dooring each other. Don't want to get too high or you will get into those marbles, as we've seen with the 4 car multiple times, and you will spin if you get too high. Going to be a game of inches for these drivers.
the amount of usable space on this track is dwindling as these drivers turn more laps. Pace car dives in. Brandon Willard, Brad Nelson. Here we go.
As you see, a great restart that time for the 99. Actually beats the 33 to the line on that higher side. Not able to take as much speed through the corner, but going to have a run towards turn 3. Not able to make anything of it as the 79 trying to run the top for third place. And the 99 starting to fall off of the 33 now that the laps are running. Still, the best restart we've seen from anyone so far this race, able to hold strong with the 33 car throughout the restart.
Brandon Willard to the bottom, gets around Brad Nelson.
Oh, and absolute textbook move there to get the lead from the 33 car, caught him sleeping into the corner, just threw it in and got him, made him think his tires weren't good, and then just made use of them and got around. As the 19, who was at the front early in the race before issues, is back up to second place battling the 33.
Caution.
Oh, as another caution, 50 car looks to be involved.
We'll take a look. Oh. Okay.
The 50 and the 4, the same culprits we've been seeing all race, getting loose individually in the same corner as they have multiple times already tonight. That 4 car way overcorrects like Larson at Atlanta, snaps right up into the wall. Big damage for that 4 car, and the 50 probably jamming the brakes, trying to avoid a possible car rolling down the track.
Jordan Blair not having the night he wants. That is a look at the beautiful pace car. Let's get away from that camera.
Yeah, that 4 car definitely looked strong tonight, but just not in the right spot at the right time. Got put towards the back and then struggling with the handling of that car ever since. As the 33 elects to come down pit road after losing the lead.
So, of all the paint schemes you've seen tonight, which one's your favorite?
You know what? Yeah, the 99.
That's Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Brandon Willard running a exquisite Slim Jim. What is that? Toyota Chevrolet SS?
I can't see exactly what that is from the. Oh,
That's
it's
a
a Chevy
Camaro.
Camaro. So beat up, it's hard to tell, but still in the lead. Leading the Mustangs and Toyotas of the rest of the field, minus a couple, showing them all why it's better to be in a Chevy, apparently.
Yeah, I got to point out the 79 Chesterfield Auto Repair Chevrolet Camaro. That's a good-looking paint scheme. Running
Very
a
classic looking.
Dale Senior inspired paint scheme, I might say.
You could say that, but the number on the side's definitely not the way that car was. But definitely gives that sort of vibe, or the paint scheme that Kevin Harvick brought to one of the All-Star races back in the 2000s.
Yeah, well, the reason I say that is you see the black on top, the white on the bottom, the red stripe in the middle.
Yeah, definitely reminiscent of, no matter what, an RCR car. Definitely having Xfinity RCR pace, not Cup Series, as he's up in the top 5.
Pace car dives down. We're back underway here at Bristol.
And a good restart for the 99, but no one has been able to get to the level on the restarts that the 77 was, as the 99 ducking to pit road might have jumped the start. And that will leave the lead to the 19, who was up front earlier in the night, now back to the lead, trying to maintain.
Here's the 51 of Austin Taylor. We haven't said much of him tonight. He's under fire from Caleb Hunt and Adam Holston.
As the 77 making his way back up towards the front after every issue imaginable post his pit stop.
Austin Taylor around.
And
big
another
wreck.
issue for the 77 car. Big collected into the wreck. Still wrecking. 77 makes it through going straight, but no, barely anyone else does.
What a wreck.
That wrecked about 3 times.
At least.
Yeah, it's the 77 hooking the 19 under checkup there and then getting almost killed by the 95, who does a good job turning out of the way, but that just is a death sentence to the 1 in the 33. And then the 93 hitting someone else from behind on a checkup in the wrong place at the wrong time a lot tonight.
What a big wreck. And that all started with Austin Taylor getting loose off of turn 2.
Yeah, and they say the Cars Tour at Martinsville is their expensive night. It appears that it's actually Bristol.
It started here.
Yeah, the 51 car just getting spun around, making everyone react. Definitely a big grab of the apron, not really something you're going to recover from in this car. Everyone trying to get around it, and that made the 19 hit the wall, which checked him up. 77 gets hit by the 33 up the track, puts him into the back of the 19. Just 33 hooks himself off the 19. Everyone's just scrambling to try and avoid the wreck. Nobody really gets through it clean here other than the 79 car. And the 82 is loose on the apron, but just barely able to get clear of that 95 as he gets turned down. Great wreck avoidance from a pair of drivers there, but calamity for everyone else.
Yeah, that was crazy. Harold Tucker comes out clean, but he loses a spot to Adam Holston due to the timing loops. Christopher Shepard also hit. Holy, what a wreck.
Wow, the 77 in that wreck able to get to second place because of just how many cars were involved. 77 back in prime position to take this race back from the 19 after the 77 had to make a fuel pit stop and got put behind on strategy.
26 laps to go here from Bristol. It's been
Gonna
a
be a long
very
26 laps.
it's been a very, very interesting race so far. Are there any
definitely been some good racing, but
are there
lots
any
of wrecking.
are there any drivers you have your eyes on who you're watching to win this race?
Well, of course, the 77. I feel like that doesn't need to be said. 79 car has had decent pace tonight, but mostly just avoiding issues. But if he avoids one more that has the cars in front of him, then he can take this win away. As a 77, not able to get as good of a restart as the second place car as he was getting as the leader, as he's now stuck in third behind that 79. Trying to make the position back up, getting a run to the inside, but this is going to give a big gap for that 19 car and make it very hard for them to catch him.
Oh, Harold Tucker on the wall. He keeps falling back. We'll keep an eye on him as Adam Holston tries to chase down Christopher Shepard for the lead.
As the only car so far tonight to get way into the marbles and not spin it out, did a good job of keeping it up at the top in the wall, keeping his car alive, and definitely less worse for the wear as a result.
Caution!
He's grabbing a huge chunk of apron.
Ross Dalton involved. Let's take a look. That's Jordan Blair. Ross Dalton, where are you at?
Oh, he's spun in front of him in turn 4.
There he is.
Or turn 2, sorry. Oh, as he just gets loose on entry, definitely has the brakes backed up on that car, trying to get the most out of it he can on his own, and spins it just too much brake pedal into the corner.
There's quite a bit of damage to the front end of that 50 machine.
Yeah, definitely needs to move the brakes up even more now that he has all that front end damage. Going to be a little harder to turn his car in on corner entry, but definitely better than what he's had happen a couple times so far.
So Chris
as a one car on the apron way down at pit road, coming back up. Some alternate lines finally being used at Bristol. But hey, I mean, if you don't try it, you never know if it works.
Christopher
He's
Shepard
getting his lap bag.
Christopher Shepard inherits the lead has the lead. Adam Holston, Luke Barnes up to third.
That 04 car been recovering nicely from his issues. Been a long trek for him, but he's been able to rebound. Same with that 4 car and the 14 as well, able to get back to a decent position after being in wrecks a lot.
That 14 of Dave Billings is, in fact, at least one lap down. In 5th place is Austin Taylor in the 51. All the way back here. And then Brandon Willard, Brad Nelson, Caleb Hunt in pit road. Then Brandon Willard in 8th. Harold Tucker in ninth, who's currently in pit road. JP Preston. Dave Billings up in 11th, or back in 11th. He's currently
Definitely a
4
war of
laps down.
attrition.
Easily a war of attrition.
The 77 car definitely made the right strategy call here at the end of the race, able to possibly go back to back in races, winning in the same night.
Yeah, when the timing ticker scrolls over, we'll see exactly how many cars are on the lead lap. I believe it's around 8.
Yeah, and to be expected with this many cautions putting people in pit road. Definitely a harsh one for these drivers,
It
as it
is
appears only
6
six
cars
cars
on the
on
lead
the lead
lap.
lap.
So Brandon Willard in 6th place with that 99 car is the last car on the lead lap.
The 99 has definitely had speed, but getting the bad end of just about every incident he's near. Definitely going to have a hard time starting from the back of the field, getting to those cars on his lap unless we get another caution.
Yeah, the top 5 that you see there in line, including that 51 car, is on the lead lap, including the 99. Everyone else is at least 1 lap down. As the 4, Chad Allen, does not get a good launch.
Seems like he had that car in third gear on that start, just absolutely no drive when he hit the gas. Stacked up the field, but everyone did a nice job of keeping it going straight there. And the 77, while that was happening, quietly had his best restart from second place he's had so far. Although now getting put in an awkward position by the 04, going to lose second place most likely, as it seems like he's still trying to save his car for the end.
Battle for second. Here we go. 23 laps to go in this race.
That 04 car has a lot of speed. Definitely going to be able to run down that 19 if it goes green for long enough. Lots of mid-corner speed. Definitely rolling the center better than anyone else. Oh, as we have another caution on the track.
Austin Taylor, 51 car, goes for a ride. Let's take a look.
Oh, is the 51 car about the only car all night to not have major issues, getting loose in the corner, almost making me think he might have a blown tire with how quickly that car spun around, but may have just been a brake issue.
Take
There's
another look at it.
lots of these drivers making it look like they're blowing tires with how hard they're hitting the brake. As yeah, you can see getting loose in the middle of the corner, just spinning out. Better than overcorrecting. Did a good job of keeping it clean. Still no damage.
Luke Barnes and Harris the lead as Chris Shepard comes into pit road.
And the 19 definitely finally paying the price for staying out as long as he did. The 77 car also hitting pit road may have a potential issue, as that leaves the lead inherited by the 4 car, or 04 car, sorry, and the 99 being on the good side of this caution for sure. Definitely getting his positions back he lost.
Brandon
As
Willard
far as
up to
track position.
third. Chad Allen in second in that 4 machine. One of the 4 machines. That 4 machine.
4.
Too many of them.
The 4 is leading. The 004 is second. The 99 is third. Like 99's had about every issue you can have while still being in the race, and the 2 4s are up towards the front.
There's
other
another
than,
4.
Yeah. Couple cars on pit road out of the race. Hate to see it for them. Definitely a race where that can easily happen, though. Lots of people being on the receiving end of damage.
What a...
The only give and take you're going to see on this racetrack from now on is the giving and taking of damage.
Well, it's also the taking of positions.
Yeah, but there's no give to that.
There's no more give. Everyone's out here. 19 laps to go.
Unless you want to count the giving of bumper and the taking of position.
Yeah, there's the give. You give the bumper, you take the position. Would you like to taste my bumper? Here you go.
Bet you that Slim Jim car probably has a sponsor activation to make it better. Going to be in the best position he's been in all night, pretty much, the 99 car, to capitalize on a restart here. Behind the leader, should be able to get a good start if he plays it right, even get second place and go for the win. 77 car out of contention with these guys at this point. Going to need more cautions that take out cars ahead of him if he wants to get back towards the front and try to take this day sweep.
Adam Holston down 1 lap. Only 4 cars on the lead lap. Here we go. Back underway here, Bristol. 21
As the
laps
biggest
ago.
gap we've seen yet for the leader, no one going on that restart other than the 04 car, it seems like. 99 does get to second place like I thought he would, but big gap he's going to have to work down to get to the 04. Probably going to get another caution, though, so maybe don't push too hard. Oh, as he's getting loose, definitely not heeding the advice I just gave through the
Brandon
broadcast.
Willard up
Getting
the track.
way high.
Brandon
Definitely
Willard
struggling
down
on
to
tire. That car just does not have the drive he needs right now. Grabbing
Caution,
apron
Caleb
to make
Hunt.
the corner. Oh, another caution.
Caleb Hunt, let's take a look. That's Brad Nelson right behind in the 33.
Oh, and just gets loose into the corner like everyone else has been getting. Almost seems as if the local police department in Bristol, Tennessee left a spike strip out in the middle of the corner with how many people are spinning midway through the corner. Oh, almost collects the leader if he didn't get going a little sooner there.
The pace car almost involved in that accident as well.
Only car that hasn't been all night.
Yeah.
Other than maybe the ambulance, but I wouldn't even trust that statistic. The 99 is going to have to try and get a better restart here on his outside, most likely. See if he can maybe make up for how bad his restart was last caution.
Well,
running out of laps to do it.
I mentioned last time we were under caution, 4 cars on the lead lap. That has improved to 8. All the way down to the 8th place of Caleb Hunt is now on the lead lap.
Oh, well, that'll definitely help with the cautions.
That definitely will. Now there's more people that can win.
Yeah, everyone on the lead lap definitely in contention here, and maybe even being 2 laps down keeps you in contention with how this race has gone. These drivers doing a good job, but this car is just completely unstable around Bristol right now. Definitely a victim of the most recent iRacing update.
Yeah, I will mention this. Now only 6 cars on the lead lap. But Adam Holston in that 77 car, we watched him win at Slinger Speedway earlier tonight. He is now back on the lead lap. Here's a look at him now. There he is in 6th.
In a very different way than he won last night.
Pure domination earlier tonight. Pure domination earlier tonight. Nothing but hardship this time around, as he restarts in the 6th position.
Still definitely one of the fastest cars on track, but in bad position to take the win right now. But at Bristol, especially in this race tonight, it seems like anything can happen. Who knows? We could have the top 5 outside of him clear out, and then he gets the win. You never know who could win this race.
You never know who could win any race. Pace car goes in. Adam Holston, 3rd in line on the bottom. Luke Barnes, Brandon Willard started. Here we go. We're back underway here at Bristol. 18 laps to go.
Another big restart for the 04 car. 99 gets clear for second yet again, but does not have the pace. Getting overtaken almost already by the 19 car as he does get
Willard
past.
around!
Oh, and spins
Big
down
wreck.
into the 77, hard into the outside wall.
And the caution flies yet again.
Oh, cars wrecking way after the caution. The 1 car hitting the 93. And the 99 just getting up into those marbles. We've seen it happen time and time again tonight. 77 car, lucky that didn't hook him. Having yet another issue, but should be up to 3rd now. As big impact for the 14 car. And the 93 spinning down to the wall behind, hitting the wall, trying to avoid the wreck, and then gets clobbered by the 1 somehow way after. Oh, is the
Oh,
1 hard on the brakes and just spins it, trying not to hit the 99, ends up hitting the 93 instead. Big contact for those two. As more victims to pit road. And that 77 car with a shot at the win yet again.
Adam Holston up to third. Now we're back to 4 cars on the lead lap.
Been a crazy night for racing, but honestly, the racing has been good. Lots of side by side. It just usually ends up turning into a wreck when they do it because of how bad this car is on the top.
What an exciting race so far, and it's not over.
Definitely not falling asleep during this one, that's for sure. As I wonder how many laps they've run under caution, it might be the length of the actual race with how many wrecks we've had. Definitely concerned for some of those earlier pitters on who has gas left in the tank.
Unfortunately, I cannot see the actual lap count, the actual lap time. Only the laps under green, unfortunately, so...
Yeah, most likely as much of a mystery for the drivers as it is for you. No idea how many more laps we're going to actually run with. I don't know how many laps to go when we restart, but 14 on the ticker right now.
That shall reset to about 15, maybe 16, maybe 17. No idea. But
Plenty of time to run a lot more caution laps. Could definitely lead to problems for some of these guys who don't have a full tank of gas compared to everyone else who's pit more recently.
I believe we have 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. I may be incorrect on that. Let me verify my information real quick before I give you false information. We have unlimited attempts at a green-white checkered. This race will finish green.
Even more chaos to be added to this race for these drivers.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Anyways, pace cars in. 4 cars on the lead lap, and we're back underway here at Bristol. Adam Holston wants third. Jordan Blair, that's not going to work. He goes way high.
Almost spins it on exit, had to back the car way down. Big loss of momentum for the 4 car, but in a nice little pocket on his own, not really in a danger zone. As you see, the 19 might be having handling issues there in second place, pushing up the track in the center compared to the first and third place cars. The 04 definitely took command once he took the lead. Definitely going to be hard to pass.
14 laps to go here at Bristol. Luke Barnes in that 04 has the lead. Christopher Shepard in second. Adam Holston, Chad Allen, Caleb Hunt, Brad Nelson, and Brandon Willard to the 99. 7 cars total on the lead lap. JP Preston, 1 car, is the first car 1 lap down. He is in the lucky dog position.
Very likely he'll get that lucky dog if he doesn't get caught in the wreck. Oh, is the 99 car back out on track, trying to make the most out of what he has left.
Brandon Willard falls to 1 lap down. He goes into the free pass position. As here's the battle for the lead. Christopher Shepard slowly gaining. As we get 10, 11, I thought that was the front stretch. We come to 10 laps to go.
That 19 car definitely has a lot of drive. He's definitely glad that wasn't already the 10 to go, though, as it's hard to make passes here. Going to need all the time he can get to try and make a clean pass on this 04 if he doesn't just give the bumper. But this late in the race, I wouldn't be surprised. The only worry is if he does that and the 04 spins out, that's another caution. That's more laps of gas that you need in the tank and more chances to die on one of these restarts.
Riding on board, Luke Barnes looking back at Christopher Shepard.
You see the 4 car on the apron there. was definitely a lot slower than he was last time we saw him. Probably another issue with the top lane. Seems like that's the only place his car wants to go, even though he can't make it work. Is the 19 struggling to close in the last one car length on the 04 car, but lap traffic moving out of the way. Definitely good to move out of the way and let these leaders fight it out with 7 laps to go coming to 6. See, I know where the front stretch is.
That's because the TV3 pod is currently sitting on top of the grandstands on the front stretch, so...
That 19 car not able to make up the ground anymore. Seems like the 04 turned up the gas a little bit here, pushing as hard as he can, trying to keep this lead, as the 77 really not a factor right now. Worried maybe he pushed too hard getting back to third place. Oh, as he is struggling for grip, moving around the racetrack, has fallen to fourth place.
Chad
Definitely
Allen
struggling late for the 77.
Chad Allen in third, and the 77 has a mechanical fault flag. As the 14 Dave Billings goes for a little apron excursion. Here's the leaders: Luke Barnes, Christopher Shepard.
Oh, it's possibly a tire going down on that 77, why he had so many handling issues when we last looked at him. Definitely going to be right on the edge for these drivers who have been pushing harder on their tires.
Here we go.
As the 04 may end up getting
White
no
flag,
tire
one
left
lap
right
to
at
go.
the end. The 19 is there. Surprised he didn't go for the bumper right there. Tries an alternate line to get a run. Probably going to drive it in on this corner or just take the second place, and he just takes second. The 04 wins the race.
Luke Barnes takes the checkered flag. Christopher Shepard second. Adam Holston comes back to finish third. And Chad Allen finishes fourth.
And the 77, pending post-race, he might get disqualified for that meatball flag not being cleared.
We'll take a look. But what a final lap.
The 04 car definitely making the most out of this race. Just kept it alive, kept himself on the track, and ends up taking the win. 19 car not quite able to take it, but really great drive from him to get back to the bumper of the 04 by the end of that run.
What a race. Luke Barnes able to take the win. Let's take a look through the final results. Luke Barnes takes the win. Christopher Shepard second. Adam Holston, Chad Allen finishes fourth. JP Preston, Dave Billings, Brandon Willard, Caleb Hunt, Brad Nelson, Jordan Blair rounds out the top 10. Joshua Hudson, Austin Taylor, Harold Tucker, Ross Dalton was strong early, crawls back to 14th. Hunter Rose, Adam Baker, Justin Miller, and Jared Knopfschneider finishes in the 18th position. Devin Lyons, Joey Beam, and Noah Hubbard, who we saw flip, rounds out the 21 car field. What are your thoughts on this race? This was very hectic.
Great racing, definitely a victim of the iRacing update. I've been there before at Bristol. It's not fun. These guys did a great job of keeping their cars on the racetrack, trying to make the most out of it. Great drive by the 04 to get to the win there, and the 19 did a great job of recovering, as well as the 77 getting third place after the struggles he had post pit stop. A lot of these guys did a really good job in this race, but this car was definitely a handful tonight.
Yeah, it was a very interesting race to watch. We saw I think everyone got involved in an accident at least some point tonight, so definitely a war of attrition for tonight's event.
Yeah.
125 laps here at Bristol in the books, and Luke Barnes walks away with the checkered flag.
Somebody will have to go count each of those laps like manually and see how many pace laps we've done. Because I guarantee it's probably at least 100. Oh, the 99 car spinning in the background right at the end there.
I noticed that.
Hard day for him after he was looking strong towards the middle of the race.
But this is the final lap, and just it's right on board. Nowhere for Christopher Shepard to really go. You see him experimenting, running that higher line.
Yeah, would have had to have driven in pretty hard there to get to the bumper of the 04 to make a move. And his only real option, he went up to the second lane, just didn't get the run off the corner he thought he was going to from it, and never got close enough to even make a move on the 04. 04 did a great job of keeping the car alive.
Yeah, what a race. Adam Holston crawls his way back up to third.
A great night for him. Able to win the first race, finish third in the second, did a great job of making it back up through the field in this race specifically. Really, really tough at this racetrack with the way it's driving right now to be able to do what he did.
Adam Holston won the MNS Welding and Repair Street Stock race early tonight. Slinger follows it up with a third place finish. Adam, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
What a drive to crawl back to third place after all of the incidents that we had tonight.
Yeah, it was a hard fought battle. I think everybody was battling with tire wear and fuel, and I tried to keep it out in the front and run it out of fuel, but we just had too many cautions. And I really hate to pit from the lead, but I had to do it. And that initially sent us to the back and just around all where most of the wrecks were happening, and found some damage and couldn't really overcome that, nor the tire wear.
Yeah, struggling with no additional sets of tires. That was really what decided this race was not being able to put fresh tires on. You have to manage your tires throughout the entire race.
Yeah, I think I was doing pretty good with the tires compared to a lot of the cars out there. Just I took on that damage and it burnt my tires up. I was having to turn so hard. Just didn't have anything for those leaders.
Yeah, you got the win earlier tonight, got third place position. All in all, I'd say it was a pretty successful evening of racing for you. Any last words
Yeah.
before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Brandon Willard for putting on these races, and Dylan for being a good race control tonight. Thank y'all for broadcasting it. And I'll thank my sponsors, Town Bank, Breeden Concrete, and Holson Concrete.
I think I know where that last sponsor comes from, but I'll stay quiet about that. All right. Thank you, Adam. Go celebrate. You earned it.
Thanks, sir.
Finishing in the second position, unable to finish the pass, Christopher Shepard. Christopher, it's the boys in the booth. You got a copy.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, you chased down Luke Barnes at the end of the race, but were unable to finish the pass. What a race.
Yeah, I kind of burnt myself. I tried to make it on fuel and got up front there and was trying to save and shutting it off. And eventually we had too many cautions that I couldn't hold on anymore and had to pit and got back up to second. I think we were a little bit better than Barnes at the end, but just if I had been a little bit smarter and taken fuel earlier, I think we'd have been able to stay out front of him. But still a solid night.
Yeah, good racing for you. Both races tonight got second place here, and what a drive, honestly. Able to avoid most of the accidents in the Bristol race tonight, and so you kept your nose clean in the Slinger Speedway race
Yeah,
just a couple
Slinger.
hours
There's a
ago.
little bit in Slinger, but zero X race at Bristol.
That's
You can't
incredible.
can't complain about that. So, uh, but
Yeah,
yeah, it just kind of rode at the beginning. I was surprised at how much everybody was pushing it at the beginning, but saved my tires and started going about lap 75, and it almost worked.
Yeah, what a drive from you. Congratulations on your second place finish. Any last words before we let you go celebrate?
Nick, just want to thank my wife and my daughter for the support, and my parents, Jimmy, Susan, Teagan, Tommy, everybody for watching me race.
Yeah, what a race from you, Chris. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
And now the man of the moment, Luke Barnes, won here
Look,
at.
here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
I forgot that from last week. Hello, Luke.
Hey, how you doing?
um, well, now you're the man of the moment. Congratulations on winning tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
What a drive. Able to hold off Christopher Shepard for the win here at Bristol. What a race.
Yeah, it was. God, I did not know if I was going to hold on to it